Hey, it's OG and the G. Welcome back, you guys. I'm here with Vinny Ribas from Indie Connect. It's an independent musician management company, correct?
That works.
Okay, cool. So at the end of the day, Vinny has like the coolest thing for anybody and everybody that has a dream or a goal to be in the industry, in the music industry. And Vinny, I want you to explain to these guys exactly this cool thing that you guys are up to.
Sure. Well, I'm 67. I've been in the industry since I was 7. So I have been around it for a long time, and I've seen a lot happen in the industry, of course. But I've also coached about 1,000 artists in that time, in the last 20 years or so. And they all have the same challenges. They all have the same questions. And there is no central resource, no central library to go to for that. And, you know, if you're in a doctor, you've got a medical library that you can go to. If you're a lawyer, you've got a law library. But in the music industry, it's hit and miss. You're going to go to YouTube. You're going to try to find something. You're going to have to fight through sales pitches. You're going to have to fight through videos that are old and the information's outdated. You might go look for articles and stuff, but you run into the same situation. Legal things change fast. Everything changes fast in this industry. And so I decided that we needed to have some kind of a central hub where you can go and get up-to-date information, always kept accurate. Every 6 months we go back and revamp it. So what we're doing is basically I've been lucky enough to have a large network of people in the industry, pretty high level in the industry, because I ran networking events for a long time. And because of that, I was able to tap into them. And so we're videotaping over, well, it'll be about 200 different industry professionals and successful artists, and asking them all of these questions. You know, it's everything from how do I protect my band name, or how do I get my songs into a film or TV, or you know, do I need a band contract? Is this a good management contract? What do I look for?
The A through Z's of anyone that wants to dream or wants to be an artist.
Everyone's got the same questions and the same concerns and the same challenges. So we're going to answer those questions, but we're also going to shine a light on all the different ways that artists get ripped off. All the scams.
That's big.
It's amazing how the industry this is what they all want to be involved in, because you mention the scams, and I just get, well, when I do that, put it on LinkedIn or something, I get flooded with people that are saying, this is what happened to me, this is what happened to me, over and over again. Wow. So we're going to shine a light on it. So we've got a series, right now there's 65 topics in it, and it's like, before you sign a management deal, before you book your producer, before you hire somebody to pitch you to labels, before you hire somebody to playlist, to try to get you on playlists. And it's amazing when you do the research and you talk to people, the clever ways that people scam people. It's scary. Yeah. It's scary. And they're just preying on egos. You know, people, they have the easy egos. You're making promises, and everybody
wants it. They don't know. See, the key is they don't know. So when someone tells them something sweet, you know, and they're credible and believable in their own ways, because that's what scam people do, you know, then they get got not knowing. So you're just going to just filter through it and say, hey, these are all the things you look for, and these are all the things you do if you see it.
Right. It's going to be basically, before you make any move in the industry, check out the video that's related to that. Right. Before you pay someone to record a demo, whatever it is, all the major steps that are there. And then it's going to be, this is what a legit one looks like. This is, a person or a company, and this is what a scammer will probably say. This is the terminology they use. Right. This is where you're going to find them. Wow. If they're reaching out to you, then it's probably a scam, because managers don't advertise for managers that, I mean, there's just different things that we can do to identify, just help people identify
big time help
when it's bad.
Because think about it, you work your butt off, you have these dreams, and what blows my mind, it's like almost tricking a kid, because most of the people are young people, I'm sure, and it's like you're tricking them. They're putting their heart, their soul. They probably moved to Nashville hoping that you're that person, gave up their job, quit school early, left their family, whatever it is. Just it's like exploding a dream with a nuclear bomb.
Right.
It's the worst thing. You make it into a nightmare. Your dream becomes a nightmare overnight because someone lied and tricked you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And what people don't realize is what's really at risk.
Right.
Because they could lose everything from their reputation to their, obviously they could lose money, they could lose a lot of time, but they could lose their copyrights, and people will try to steal that, all their intellectual property. And sometimes it's in the most simple ways, like a producer that slips a clause into his production agreement or doesn't have a production agreement.
Right.
You don't have an agreement up front, and then they're saying, oh, well, I own, a portion of your masters and I need copyright credits or you're not going to get your masters, and you don't have any recourse.
So let me just ask you this, because you know what? I mean, I'm not saying this is all the way across the board because I've not been in the music industry. I don't know much. You don't want to hear me sing, I promise. But
I'm the same way.
But my point is, what is my point? I had a point that just left. But, scamming is it happens a lot, is what you're saying. So you're creating a bridge between someone that doesn't know and the vultures on the other end, and they can determine if they want to cross that bridge. You're going to alleviate a lot of problems, save some dreams, save some heartbreak. What? How did you come up with that? I mean, what made you, after all these years being in the industry, how did the light bulb come off? Just come on.
It's mainly because I've just talked to so many people that have had these challenges. And I'll just give you an example. So I run a company called Indie Connect, and it's artist management and consulting. So like I said, I've consulted over 1,000 artists. So I've heard a lot of these stories. Mm-hmm. But we started out as a networking organization. Okay. And when we first started, within the first couple of months, I had 6 different networking meetings going on in Nashville every single week.
Okay.
All around. So I had all these people coming in, and they were major label artists. They were everybody. And I had guest experts coming in, and they were coming out of the woodwork from the industry to come and speak at these meetings. It was amazing. It's how I built my network. Okay. But one of the first things that happened was I had a young lady who was introduced to me by a friend. He had talked her into moving to Nashville. Okay. She was 18 years old. And the first week that she got here, she was offered 2 management contracts, and neither of the people had even heard her.
Wow. And
if you read the agreements, it was just so bad. It would have destroyed them completely, would have tied her up for years and years. And she was really excited about it. Wow, this is going to be easy.
Wow. So sad.
And I'll give you one more example. I had a couple that came to one of my first meetings, and they had just gotten married, just moved to Nashville. They met somebody who said, we can record a 5-song EP for you, and it'll only cost you $25,000, which is way more than it should have. Wow. Way, like 5 times more than it should have at least. And not only that, but they charged them the $25,000, and the producer who sold them on this, he's the one that went and got the songs. And in copyright law, the person who owns the song has the right to say who's going to record the song first. Yeah. Well, one of the songs hadn't been cleared. Wow. So she recorded these songs. She put out she had 1,000 CDs, but one of the songs she didn't have the right to do. Ooh. So she was out to $25,000 on credit cards. She's 21 years old, just married, and somebody is living it up on taking advantage of this couple. So that's the kind of stuff
that I hear. So you hear this all the time?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Actually, we're in Nashville now, and Nashville is the music epicenter of the United States of America, probably the world. So you're not going to be well liked by the scammers, because you know what? You're educating now. You're putting something that doesn't exist, like you said, medical. The law library, whatever it is, you can go find references, case law, medical stuff. And you're not going to be well liked. Does that disturb you? Does that scare you? Or do you feel great that you're going to be able to stop all this robbery, this trickery, and this lying happening to these poor young people or older people that want to get into the music industry?
Right. Obviously, I feel great about it. Unfortunately, not everybody will use our service. Right. The whole scam part is going to be free.
Right. Okay.
So there'll be a membership to see all the how-to videos and stuff like that. It's going to be really nominal, but I've got to pay my, everything from the videographer to the editors to I want to pay the speakers and everything. But the whole idea of the scams, that's just, it's so rampant.
And it's because you're just making it free.
It's got to be free.
And
Everybody's got to know.
Wow.
So yeah, we're gonna make some enemies, and we're gonna make some enemies out of people who have a really good heart. They don't even know that they're scamming people because they don't know how it's supposed to work.
Wow.
So it's going to be an education, and we're going to be pointing out this is what you look for the scam, but this is what you look for to know that somebody's legitimate. So, we'll make really good friends out of the people who are legitimate. And if I got a choice between who I want to be friends with, I want to be matched with the people that were legitimate.
And it's kind of sad, and it's almost like a lot of us do, most of us in this country, and I can say that because it's kind of like if you don't know your rights, you don't have any rights. If you don't know how to navigate this system, you're not gonna navigate this system.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. And like I said, you can go to YouTube and you can go all these different places. You're going to get a variety of different information. You don't know which ones are real, which ones are right, which ones are sales pitches, it's just crazy. It's an arcane system, if that's the right word, archaic system. And there just is no, even if you go to Belmont University or something and you get your degree, you're learning all the basics, but you're not learning the practical things.
In the field, and that's fact.
Right. And so if I can alleviate the challenge of learning all the basics, then when they go into the practical side of it, it'll be a piece of cake because we'll be covering some things that relate to that too.
And you're given, 60 years of experience, 60 years of story, listening to the stories, seeing the stories, bailing people out, helping people, whether it's in with a shoulder or a dinner, just say it's going to be okay. So how do people find Indie Connect? How do they find your new service? When is your new service coming out?
Okay, let me clarify one thing.
Yes.
I am not the expert in this.
Yeah.
I'm helping to generate the questions.
Gotcha.
But that's why we're interviewing hundreds of industry professionals because, a lot of these things I need an attorney to talk to. I need somebody from a record label who knows exactly how it's supposed to work and how it's not supposed to work. Producers, the same thing. So I don't want to be the expert. I'm just kind of helping to shape the curriculum, but I'm not going to be, it's not me in my 60 years.
Aggregating all the right information from the right professionals to have it in one good place so if anybody wants it, they can use it.
Right. Good. Very, very searchable. 10-minute videos. Maybe there's 3 in a segment or something, but it'll be short, easy to navigate. You'll be able to put in there, how do I do this? How do I do that? And here it comes.
A nice roadmap, a good roadmap if you choose to have a good roadmap.
And then we're also doing a couple of hundred videos on all the different careers in the music industry because people don't understand all the different ways that you can be involved in the industry.
Okay.
And I don't even know all the different, I've never been on in an orchestra, big orchestra, and there's a whole bunch of people that are working there.
Right.
And, we're going to expose all of those, not in a bad way. We're going to, these are all the different opportunities that are out there. So it's going to be very comprehensive.
The do's and don'ts, if you remember when we were younger, the Mr. Yuck guy, stay away from the Mr. Yuck.
Absolutely.
So again, tell me when it's going to be available and how will they be able to find it?
Okay, so the website, the company's called Cartne, the program is, and so it's Cartne, like Paul McCartney, but I can't,
Right, I hear you.
that's just the easy way to remember it.
Gotcha.
But so it's Cartne.com. You can see what we're doing. You can sign up for the mailing list so that you're kept abreast of what we're doing. We do have a Kickstarter campaign going right now, but probably by the time this airs, that might be gone. I don't know. But the bottom line is that if you are part of that, if you're on the newsletter, even now, even before we launch, which will probably launch completely in June, you're going to be getting information. You're going to be getting tips and resources and clips from the videos that we record and all of that, leading up to it. So it's definitely worthwhile.
Well, I appreciate your time. I'm glad that somebody's standing up for the small guy. I'm glad that somebody realizes that dreams are real. People still have them, and they're still fighting for them. And we do know there's a lot of dream crushers, a lot of haters, as we'd call them in today's world. I want everybody to thank Mr. Vinny Rivas and Indie Connect and the good stuff that he's trying to do for all you young and up-and-coming artists. Again, say it again, it has nothing to do with Mr. Paul McCartney, but that's the best way to remember
It's just Cartne.
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 Okay, good. All right. I appreciate your time and thank you for helping the small guy.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. OG and the G podcast will be coming back with some really good stuff in the music industry, so stay tuned.